The consideration of the case of Mariupol collaborator Mykyta Averkin is coming to an end in the courtroom of the Zhovtnevyi court. After the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the former social activist voluntarily went over to the side of the Russian occupiers, and he began work in the social sphere of the so-called local administration of the occupied Mariupol.
According to the fact that he is the boss, he performs organizational and administrative functions and directly influences the formation of the worldview of the youth of the city of Mariupol, conducts the so-called education of the youth of the city of Mariupol. This person directly influences the youth of Mariupol and forms public opinion among young people.
Averkin's case is considered by the court in Dnipro in absentia. Suspected of collaborationism in temporarily occupied Mariupol, his side in court is represented by a state lawyer via video. For half a year, that is how long the consideration of the case lasted, the court examined all the evidence and already made a decision.
Averkin Mykyta was found guilty of committing a criminal offense under Part 5 of Article 111 of the Criminal Code of Ukraine and sentenced to 10 years in prison with confiscation of all his property in favor of the state.
In the Zhovtnevyi court of Dnipro, such a decision was made against a collaborator for the first time. If Averkin does not appeal against it within the allotted time, after the occupation of Mariupol, Ukrainian law enforcement officers can immediately detain him.
If law enforcement agencies find this person, this sentence should be immediately executed. That is, there will be no pre-trial investigation or judicial investigation.
After the sentencing of Averkin, another high-profile case began to be considered in this court, on charges of treason against a Mariupol ophthalmologist. According to the Office of the Prosecutor General of Ukraine, in March 2022, during the occupation of Mariupol, the Russian military seized the buildings of the regional intensive care hospital. At that time, at least 7 Ukrainian servicemen were there.
As soon as our district was occupied by invaders, ophthalmologist Valentina Chekhova immediately appeared at work. Before that, she was absent. In 2 days, she collected all the information about the soldiers of the armed forces of Ukraine who were in the hospital. We tried in every possible way to save them, change clothes, burn documents, eliminate any signs of attitude to military service, and this creature just took and handed them over. What happened to them is unknown. Denis Kozlov, Mariupol intern doctor, in an interview with Facts publication.
After the stories of doctors who managed to leave the occupied Mariupol, collaborator Chekhova was declared suspect.
During the medical round, acting deliberately and for the benefit of the occupying armed forces of the Russian Federation, she voluntarily and knowingly handed over to them information about the stay of at least 7 seriously wounded and sick servicemen of the armed forces of Ukraine, thereby assisting in carrying out subversive activities against Ukraine. From a message on the website of the Prosecutor General's Office of Ukraine.
For high treason in wartime conditions, Ukrainian legislation provides for the maximum punishment, life imprisonment. Reported by Roman Smoler, Natalia Husak, UATV News.